Hi, my name is Jordan Duft. I'm an instructor with Esri Training Services, and today I would like to share with you a raster function template that my colleague shared with me yesterday and how we can apply this raster function template to our image services in ArcGIS Enterprise. But first, let's take a look at that raster function template that was shared with me. So here in my raster functions pane, I have this watershed delineation, and this is in fact the raster function template that was shared. So let's go ahead, we'll pop this open and we'll run it. So I'll go ahead and I'll include or look at, in this case, our digital elevation model that's in the map, the DEM. I'll go ahead and click Create New Layer. And if I right click on the output, I can click here, Edit Function Chain, to see the analysis behind the scenes, so what took place just now. So it looks like they grabbed the fill raster function, the flow direction raster function, chained them together, and save that as a raster function template. So this is of course powerful because we're able to share this with our colleagues or apply the same analysis workflow across our different raster datasets. But like I said, we can take this a step further and apply this to our image services. So you can see here in ArcGIS Pro, I'm signed into my ArcGIS Enterprise in the top right corner. If I right click on the raster function template, I can click Share to Portal. So in the interest of time, I've already moved this to my ArcGIS Enterprise portal, so let's look at it there. So now that we're on the ArcGIS Enterprise portal, you'll see here's that raster function template added as an item. So I've also, if you take a look up top here, I've gone ahead and I've published that DEM as an image service. So let's go ahead, we'll pop open that image service in the web map. Great. And we'll come up here to the top, we're going to click Analysis, and then we want to browse to find that raster function template. So if I scroll down here, you can see here's that watershed delineation. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and that's going to be pulled into my analysis kind of pane here in the map viewer. I'm going to go ahead and select my image service that we're looking at, and actually I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. And then we're going to kick off the analysis. So I'll go ahead and click Run Analysis. And I want to bring us over to the ArcGIS Image Server Manager. The reason why I'm bringing us over here is I want to point out this Raster Analysis Tools service. So where I want us to take a look at here is this Instances in Use. So we'll give this just a moment here. There it goes. So it's going ahead and kicking off. The reason why I'm bringing this to our attention is because I want to point out that the image server that's installed and configured with our ArcGIS Enterprise is actually doing the processing. It's actually running that analysis for us. So now when we come back to our ArcGIS Enterprise, we can see we have an output. It created a hosted image service for us. So if we come back here to the contents of my ArcGIS Enterprise portal, you can see here I've got a new output. It's its own individual item and web layer. We can either take this full circle back to ArcGIS Pro. So if we come back into ArcGIS Pro, I'm going to go ahead and just remove the output that we just did. And I'm going to come back here to my catalog pane. So in my catalog pane, I can select Portal, which of course lists all of my portal items. And here is that raster function template. So if I right click on this, I can click Open Raster Function Template and apply this to the same raster data set that we did in the beginning. Full circle. So you can see how powerful it can be to be able to share our raster function templates to ArcGIS Enterprise. We don't have to necessarily wrap up a project package. We can simply move that to be a portal item within our ArcGIS Enterprise. And as long as we're sharing that item with the appropriate people, they can pull that down and apply that same analysis to their own individual raster datasets or image services. Thanks.